Boys, I am proud to say that your boy has put in the time, the work, the research, and your boy has been dedicated to prove and to bring the facts about how strong Kurokami Medaka is. Now, boys, not boys. There are gonna be a lot of people that probably give me hate for stating this, but being the person I am, being the weeb I am, being the anime fan I am, she was one of the characters that I senselessly overlooked. And honestly, I'm about to make a lot of people feel really stupid about the statements they say and such like that, because when it comes to Medaka, her anime released around the time, I'd say around the time 2012 was a really weird time for anime. A lot of stuff didn't really anime didn't really start to kick back up until about, I would say, 2013, 2014. So she released at a weird time for anime, and Naruto was just going off a couple years before when Medaka came out and stuff like that. And One Piece was obviously still going on. Bleach had been long off. Dragon Ball was nowhere on the radar. But we have all of these shonen protagonists that are claimed to be the strongest. And now when you obviously think of the strongest shonen protagonists and such like that, honestly and obviously, most people always go to the names like Son Goku, the Saiyan raised on Earth, Naruto Uzumaki, the boy that dreamt and told everyone he would become Hokage, Ichigo Kurosaki, the Soul Reaper with the Zanpakuto, and then we got Monkey D. Luffy, the pirate in search of One Piece. Hell, you even got Natsu of the Fairy Tail Guild. And what all of these characters have in common, one major thing they all have in common, that they are male shonen protagonists, and male shonen protagonists have always outshined the short and very few female shonen protagonists that are in the genre. And today, boys, I am here to tell you that what we have been thinking this entire time is wrong. That don't know who Medaka is and didn't even know that Medaka was a character. So, just so your boy has done you all something. I've taken the burden, I've taken the toll, I've taken the strain and the stress. I literally sat here, whenever this video is going to go up Monday, but I sat here 2 days ago on Saturday after I got off work. I had already been at work for 8 hours. I came home and did some intensive and extensive research. I got the manga files, I got the anime clips, I got the author scans, I got quotes, everything for you guys to see. So today, if you guys are enjoying this, please drop a like on the video, share this with everybody, because I want the entire anime community to be appalled by the information that I'm about to tell you guys. Now, Medaka, what puts Medaka above the other shonen protagonists is that she has a few abilities that just none of the other main protagonists can do. Now, I will make this statement clearly. I'll make this statement now. Is she the strongest shonen protagonist? And because for years, decades now, we have all believed, and I'm pretty sure majority of the community can agree about this, that the man Son Goku is the strongest shonen protagonist. You got, I don't know who if you try to argue and say that Naruto is the strongest or that Luffy is the strongest, no boys, those characters are very strong. Even Ichigo, they're very strong, but they have never been on a universal level like the man Son Goku. In the Dragon Ball universe was always head and shoulders above the other shonen universe, despite what you say about the story or how Toriyama wrote it. You cannot deny the fact that that man, Son Goku, he was the dignified champion of Shonen, and he still is today because he just holds the belt. He's like the undisputed champion. Like until another Shonen protagonist comes and is more than off the wall than him, then we just won't have one. But boys, there was one created, and she was so under the radar because of these other dogs, these other champions. I can't express it enough. And boys, this is gonna be a long video, so go get your popcorn, go get your drinks, plug in your headphones, turn up the TV, turn up your laptop, turn up your iPads. I'm about to shock some of you guys because I know a lot of you guys do not know, but your boy, over the course of a couple weeks and being in places, in random places, your boy has been reading manga, and I have strictly been reading the Medaka box manga, and the boy concluded the manga. Now, will I state every single feat for Kurokami Medaka in this video? No, I will not. But I will have a link to the Reddit and to like other, and well, actually, I'll just have a link to the Reddit because the Reddit literally covers every single thing that I will point out in this video. I actually got majority of the manga panels from the Reddit because when you try to like look them up online, like like sometimes you get like web page links and stuff like that. But boys, that's besides the point. Let's get into the history for Kurokami Medaka. And starting off, we have to start off with the author, the CEO, Eisen or Eisen. Now, honestly, the author for Medaka, I have my boy. He knew what he was doing when he created this character. Because it leaves me like I'm left wordless, like speechless when it comes to this character because I did not know she was as amazing as she is. Like you guys are listening to me like, oh, he's just hyping up this character. No, when I get towards the end of this, you guys, and like you see the manga panels and the screenshots on the screen, you guys are going to be like in shock with how absurd this character is. And then we got the illustrator. I guess I didn't put his last name in. We're just gonna say Akatsuki because it looks like Akatsuki. We got the illustrator. That man, I applaud him too because he drew her well. He knows what people like, the fan service, but he also drew a bad bitch. That's all I'm gonna say. Medaka is thick, y'all, and y'all know how I feel about the thick. And then we got the English actor Shelly Kalen. If you guys, when you guys see her, you guys could probably recognize her. She also plays Eyes in one of the most recent anime that come out, and that is it in the English dub for one of the most recent animes come out, and she plays the character Eyes in Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? So that's her. And then we got the Japanese voice actor who's in J-Stars and obviously Medaka's voice actor. We got Aki Toyosaki. Now, all right, boys, let's get into this. Let's get into this stuff. All right, because I had everything typed out. I'm just gonna read word for word for you guys, and let's get into it. But boys, we have Kurokami Medaka. She's the main character of the Medaka Box anime / manga Medaka Box. She's the student council president of Hakanoi Academy. Hakanoi Academy isn't your typical high school, and it is actually the site for an experiment known as the Flask Plan, a plan to create the perfect human. For the purpose of this plan, students are divided into 13 different classes. Class 1 meaning there's nothing extraordinary about the student at all. Classes 2 through 12 mean that the students have some sort of like abilities such as like a superpower, or they're super strong, they can run super fast, stuff like that, like the casual stuff. But then class 13, Medaka's class, is reserved for the most abnormal of abnormal students. Medaka is a part of this class, as I said. So the students in this class possess special powers that they were born with, got through experimentation, or due to their overwhelming personality traits. So if you have someone who's like extremely sadistic, or like a character that's just negative to the bone, they could be one of the most overpowered characters in this show, and actually one of the most overpowered characters in this show that I will talk about later. Got his trait from being just a failure. He became one of the most busted, the second most busted character in the entire series just for being negative. So y'all saw him on the screen. We're gonna talk about him later. But throughout her series in both the anime and the manga, Medaka is tested time and time again, and she is more than capable to being put in the discussion for strongest or most powerful characters in fiction. Major characters from the shonen category outshine this character, and many have overlooked the series because of them. It's kind of hard being a girl character and retaining a lot of attention when your genre is full of all-stars such as Son Goku, Naruto Uzumaki, Ichigo Kurosaki, Natsu Dragono, and the list goes on. But today I'm here to share with you all why Kurokami Medaka is one of the strongest main protagonists in the shonen genre. Stated that already. Medaka comes from a very overpowered universe, and because of this, she's able to be thrown into discussion for most powerful characters in fiction. Medaka's world isn't like your normal world, obviously, but to further understand the characters and their abilities, you must know what they are called. 3 classifications of power exist in the world of Medaka Box. First, we have the abnormality, a power or superhuman ability of some sort which abnormals possess. The concept can trace back to the X-Men from Marvel, but instead of the powers being obtained through biological means, they're obtained through one's personality. Like I said, if your personality is like extremely strong, extremely overwhelming, or you're like extremely loving, you can obtain the abnormality through this. A minus is a corrupted abnormality, an evil abnormal. There's usually negative side effects, but in return, the power is stronger and more ferocious, as some would say. So, like that character popped up on the screen, he has a minus that is extremely overpowered and extremely powerful. But there are very, 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 very negative side effects if you abuse this power. And then we have a style. Powers that achieve various reality warping effects through the manipulation of the Japanese language and dialogue. Those are the 3 classifications of power that exist in Medaka Box. And alright, boys, let's get into Kurokami's personality. Medaka has a very warm personality. And when I say very warm, I mean very warm. To put it in plain terms, Medaka can be seen as a Mary Sue because of her demeanor. She believes and says countless times throughout the series that she has been put on Earth to help everyone, period. And I mean everyone, literally. I can't say it enough. Medaka wishes to help villains and malicious people as much as she wants to help her friends. She trusts too much, like way too much. She has so much trust that she was given a serum that the enemy, a serum from the enemy, and injected it within herself. Pause. Like, who the fuck does that? Nobody does that. Medaka has never once known failure or difficulty. She has trouble understanding when other people can do something she considers easy. When Medaka was born, she matured at a stupidly fast rate. Like, literally, like out the vagina. She was walking on 2 fucking legs, my niggas. Like, I can't make this shit up. She's the youngest, yet surpassed her older brother and sister in maturity. You guys are going to end up seeing it, like, on the screen when I'm editing this and stuff like that. I'll obviously put these photos on the screen. But you guys can see that Medaka's like 1 year old, and she has an older brother and sister, but she's walking before them. It's crazy. Medaka cannot relate to normal humans, like it or not. Unzen himself tells Medaka she's a monster trying to play human. And this is a statement from the manga and the anime. And Unzen states, "From what I've seen, you've looked extremely stiff." He's referring to Medaka. "As if you're trying to live by copying what people do. When you said you like people, and when you said you were born for the sakes of others, what I heard was an underlying little voice saying, please don't alienate me. You are by no means a saint. Because of your overwhelming abilities, you're a plain lonely girl." And Medaka is so above the normal people, it would be like a person going outside and playing with bugs. Her presence is that drastic. Like, boys, she is head and shoulders above every mortal in her universe, or like just people, like normal people. She can't relate to people like us and stuff like that. So now let's get into the juice stuff that people want to hear. Medaka's feats, and for the sake of this video, I won't list every single one, just some of her most impressive feats, starting with her speed feats. Her speed feats, okay, obviously. So her speed feats, when it comes to like speed and stuff like that, most characters can move at the speed of light. So the stuff you guys are going to see is going to be like pretty like typical when it comes to this stuff. She moved so fast, she created a room full of after images to pickpocket the cigarettes of some students. Okay, in the anime, this was played out like pretty funny because like she like just walked in the room and there was like all these like kendo kids or whatever like that, and she just straight up like finessed their cigarettes and shit. It was pretty funny. She moves pretty fast. It says, and near the second one I have listed, she was in a room full of bombs about to explode, and she managed to splash water on some bombs, kick some bombs out the window, and hide her friends in a nearby locker before they exploded. And okay, in the this is one difference for the anime and the manga. In the manga, she put them in the locker. In the anime, all of this happened when instead of the locker, she rolled her friends up in a rug and jumped out the window of the student council office, because that's where Unzen and Medaka, or where Unzen was confronting Medaka, and he placed all his super balls on the floor, and he was like letting them condense up. And then when Unzen was retreating the door, Medaka did all of this in like literally an instant. Like, because when we originally see like the shot and stuff like that, if I can play it or find the clip, I will. But when we originally see it, Medaka is in the room and she's like, these are bombs, and before you know it, there's just a big explosion. The window explodes and everything. But then Unzen later explains when he sees Medaka everything that happened in an instant, and that just shows how fast you are, because the time the balls were in there, the balls were in the room for a long time. Unzen was talking for a couple minutes, but when she finally realized what was going on, it was literally like in a split second, and to be able to do all of this in a matter of like an instant, that's pretty impressive in my eyes. But I mean, speed is just a casual thing. You guys know we got like the Flash and all these other characters that move extremely fast. She moves so fast, she created a room full of clones. That's another like typical thing in anime. You guys know, like speed really isn't like that accountable when it comes to like these type of things. She broke the sound barrier using Kurokami Phantom. Okay, this one is pretty impressive, because the Kurokami Phantom, she uses it more in the manga than so the anime, because obviously the anime only has 2 seasons, but the Kurokami Phantom was like, it's like this like speed breaking move. She like just kicks it into high gear, and dude, she's like flash stepping people. It's pretty dope. I mean, all of this stuff honestly to me is more impressive because she's a girl, and not like being sexist or anything like that, but all these male characters are usually the ones that have all these outstanding traits and all these outstanding feats. But for her to be a girl in this genre full of all these underdogs, I'm impressed by this. And you guys know how I feel about the thick. So let's get back to it. Okay, she dodged a sword centimeters away from decapitating her. This was when they encountered that the one dude that can hide like the weapons in like his shirt and like his pants and like that. He has like this abnormality called like I believe it's called like hide weapons or something. It's a weird, like the names are pretty basic, but it gets hard to like remember all of them, because she literally knows like all of these damn skills, so it gets kind of hard to remember. But that dude, it kind of reminds you like when the Raikage was trying to hit Naruto Shadow Clone, and like it was literally like centimeters away from his face, but Naruto like blitzed the Raikage. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So that's what I thought of when I saw this movie. And she created a clone in front of herself through sheer speed to break the sound barrier exponentially, and she was also able to 180 while doing this. Now, okay, she was using like I believe the Kurokami Phantom, and originally Medaka could only go straight doing this move, but she was moving so fast that she broke the sound barrier, created a clone in front of herself, and was able to bounce off the air in 180 and hit the opponent afterwards. That one is pretty impressive for her speed feats. Now we are in the strength feats. Okay, now we got 3 of her punches destroyed armor that could withstand just about anything. This was like in Medaka and Unzen's second encounter, and when Medaka is in War God mode or War Goddess mode and stuff like that, like people like to call it. She calls it War God mode, but people call it War Goddess mode because she's a girl. So we're just gonna go War God mode. When she was in War God mode, she like gets extremely amped, and Unzen has this armor he calls I believe it's Snow White. And he basically says that I could survive getting hit by a dump truck or getting hit by anything. And Medaka basically destroys this armor by fucking punching it 3 times. It's pretty impressive in itself, because I mean, like, dude, imagine putting on a suit of armor and then just going outside, walking in the middle of the street and getting hit by a fucking trash truck or like a dump truck, and you're unharmed by it. That's some unhumanly stuff. Okay, and this one is one that I find pretty impressive. She single-handedly won in tug-of-war against the entire student body. That is 1,500 people. This girl soloed her entire school, including her friends and all these other abnormals. This is not a normal school. This is a school full of superhumans and people with superhuman abilities, and she soloed the entire student body. That is 1,500. I guess you can say mutants if you really want to call them that, but then we're going to call them abnormals to keep it canon to the manga. So she won against 1,500 people that were either not, most of them are obviously abnormal, but then you got some normals in there like Zenkichi and stuff like that, but we're not going to talk about that. And then, alright, for her last strength feat I have, she took groups C and Z to restrain her. And this is like 2 groups of like these super like abnormal boys and stuff like that. And both these groups are full of like 8 to 9 people. But this feat is actually takes place before the tug of war feat and stuff like that. So obviously 8 to 9 people, 2 groups of like it taking almost 20 people to fucking hold her back. I mean, that is impressive in itself, but I mean, we see that all the time like anime. Now, okay, her luck feats. This is what happens when Medaka tries to roll a dice. Every single time. She can have 7 dice, 8 dice, doesn't matter. She can have like 2 dice. They will always stack on top of each other. That's insane. I mean, but being lucky in anime is kind of just what it is. And all right, the second luck feat, one of the most impressive luck feats for me. Honestly, this one is pretty impressive. She guessed a 6-digit code that changed randomly after each input on her first try, and her odds of guessing correctly were 1 in a million. Not only did she guess it correctly, she guessed what the code would be on the second turn. This has a 1 in 1 trillion chance of happening in reality. The girl guessed the code that changed randomly after every single input. She guessed it correctly the first time, and she was also she's so lucky that she guessed what the next code would be. So she told Zenkichi and the other dude what the next code would be. That's pretty impressive. She's pretty damn lucky, I would have to say. And then when deciding to turn the order for a game, Medaka drew the ace of spades, allowing her to move first. I mean, luck. I mean, come on. Every shonen protagonist is lucky. Why? Because of plot. Like, that's just how it is. Okay. Yeah, I even had it written here. She's super fucking lucky. Who would have thought that? Like, nobody. Okay. Now, her intelligence feats. Medaka was the first person to solve the juggling theorem in middle school. Now, this was like a theory. I think it was like a math problem or something like that. Or it was the juggling theorem in like middle school and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it was a math problem. But knowing all these other professors and stuff like that could not solve it, and Medaka, being in middle school, she solved it. And since she solved it, she basically was like set with like riches for life and stuff like that. So she's never really had like money problems and anything like that. Like according to Zenkichi, when he's narrating like the whole situation and stuff like that, she's like, she has enough money that she never has to like ever deal with money. That's exactly why they have to get a treasurer for the student council, because Medaka would be terrible with money. It's crazy to think that someone is that smart but has never had to really deal with like money and stuff like that. And alright, the second feat I have was able to decipher a language composed of nothing but numbers after hearing it a few times, and was able to understand it and speak it fluently. Now, alright, Medaka comes into, she interacts Unzen's sister that's like back to the school because there's a spot open for class 13 or whatever like that, because Medaka doesn't want to be in the class anymore or something like that. There's something going on, but there's a spot open, and the entire school is after Kurokami Medaka. Like, all these abnormals are after this spot, and Medaka gets attacked by Unzen's sister, but she speaks in like this code when she only like states numbers. She'll be on some shit like 795825112346756 like on some shit like that. She would only say numbers, but I mean, and Medaka was able to like break it down and decipher it and like understand it and speak it back to her fluently. She does this in the anime and in the manga, so that's pretty impressive to be able to decode like encrypted language for literally nothing but numbers, and she was able to like understand it in like I believe it was like a mere 14 sentences or something like that. After hearing it like 14 times or something like that, she was able to break it down and get it like instantly and speak it back to her fluently. Now, all right. Now we get into like now we get into like the feats that people really want to hear. All right, her fighting skill feats. All right, so we're gonna start from like basic down to like the most extreme. All right, okay, so like in the first episode, or like the beginning of the series, Medaka took on and beat the entire judo club. That's expected. She beat the judo team. Pretty fucking funny. She knows many martial arts. She states in her battle against Unzen that he wouldn't be worth using all those deadly martial arts, so she would beat him like a raw fucking animal. Like, she told him like she would kill him, like essentially, if she was to fight like with all these martial arts that she knows, and she knows like a vast amount. I don't believe she knows like every single martial arts known, man, but she knows a lot of martial arts. So just know the girl can kick some ass. All right, she effortlessly defeated 3 members of class 13. These are again people from her class. She was like just literally walking past and just beating them like it was nothing. It's pretty funny to see in the anime and stuff like that. She beat Kumogawa under the effects of Bookmaker. Now, alright, boys, this is one I find very impressive, because if you guys don't know what Bookmaker is or who Kumogawa is obviously like, he's like the big antagonist slash anti-hero of the series Medaka Box. And Bookmaker is his minus, and it takes the form of a screw. And it makes the person hit by it feel absolute despair. It makes the opponent and the user equal in every possible way. And it also seals their abilities. So Medaka was sealed off on the same level as this weaker life form. And she was also going through anything, like all of the most terrible things were going through her mind. And she was feeling all of this despair, this sorrow, all of these things. And she was still able to overcome the effects of Bookmaker. That is a very impressive feat because, I mean, Kumagawa was obviously weaker than Medaka, but Kumagawa was actually one of the strongest people in the show. It's pretty hard talking about him. That's why I will have a second video coming about him, like talking about him in its entirety. So Medaka being able to defeat Kumagawa under the effects of Bookmaker, pretty impressive. Alright, this is one that I found to be really, really damn cool. She hit a baby and sent the vibrations through the baby, leaving the baby unharmed. Now, when you guys are hearing this, you're like, what? But when you see it on screen, boys, she kicked this baby that this girl was holding. Like, she has the ability to direct force where she wants it to go. So she hit a child, a fucking infant, bro. And the vibrations smacked the woman behind her that was holding the baby. She kicked this baby with like full force. Did no damage to the baby whatsoever. But the lady or the nurse that was holding the baby just felt it all. She felt it all in the chest, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, she beat the same lady she kicked. That same lady made 640,000 clones of herself. And Medaka won with a broken arm. This lady, or currently or earlier that in that panel and stuff like that, in that shot, she had punched Medaka through a fucking wall. Now, I don't know about y'all, but girls punching girls through walls, it's kind of impressive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's normal for like superpowers and stuff like that, but this is a girl that was punching Medaka through the fucking wall. And she beat 640,000 of this girl, of the clones of this girl. I don't know if the clones are weaker, but it is stated that she beat 640,000 clones of that girl. That is pretty impressive. That means, and Medaka was originally struggling earlier in the chapter against this female in a one-on-one fight. So she beat 639,000 more of her with a broken arm. Yeah, dude, that's pretty insane. That's pretty insane when it comes to fighting skills. Now her other feats. Okay, Medaka is pretty insane. She's pretty insane. She can heal every broken body. She can heal every broken bone in her body in 90 seconds. So she has like basically like an instant heal factor. This gets better as the series progresses. She had her arm broken, punched her opponent with her broken arm and healed it instantly. This is what I'm referring to. Like when she was in Ultra God mode, she was fighting. I always forget the names. I usually don't care about like the other members of Class 13, but she was fighting the one highly dude. I say he looks like a Super Saiyan because of the way his hair looks and shit like that. She was fighting him. She had her arm broken. He broke her arm. She deflected the arm. She deflected that punch and punched this nigga back and healed her arm at the same time. She shook it off and just healed her fucking arm. That's pretty good when it comes to healing and stuff like that. On some Tsunade shit with that with the 100 healings, you know what I'm saying? And boys, this is one that's like really broken. And why I find Medaka to be extremely like amazing. Like, dude, this one, she literally died, but used a style to make every blood vessel in her body pump blood using vibrations, therefore bringing her back to life. She died, dudes. She was dead, gone, but the vibrations in her body sent the blood pumping to her heart, and she was able to stand again. You like, dude, you guys are gonna see this. It's gonna be on the screen. She's dead, bro, and she's moving around, and she actually fights like this. It's insane. It's insane. All right, let me get back to the basic stuff. Some of our other feats. Her aura scares animals. This is seen throughout the entire series, like up until like the very end. Like Medaka, like is scaring the shit out of animals. Like people, like fucking these ferocious beasts are scared of Medaka because she just has like this really like I don't know. She has a very overwhelming aura in a good way, in a bad way. Like this same aura scares these ferocious beasts, but that aura also brings people around her to love her. It's pretty insane. And then she trained to be mind control resistant. So she can't be mind controlled. So like genjutsu and shit like that wouldn't work on her. So that's pretty cool to know. And she single-handedly beat the basketball team. I apologize. So she single-handedly beat the baseball team at baseball, scored 100 points on the soccer team in under 90 minutes, and beat the basketball team so badly they ended up with negative points all at the same damn time. This one is pretty ridiculous. It's pretty wonky. This is some real anime shit, but I mean, it's anime. We love it. So, hey, she beat him. It's pretty cool. Okay, now this feat. This one is this is one that I like. She went to destroy the moon. Okay, she went to destroy the moon. All right. She destroyed the moon. Survived. But she got back later than she wanted to because she saved a lost alien life form, fought against an evil king from another universe, and got involved in a war between the concepts of light and dark. All of this delayed her return to Earth. Bro, she was upset because she had to go through all of this. All of this happened when she went to just go destroy the moon. All this was happening. And she came back. Fine. Cool. Bro, yeah, we just going to the moon and doing shit. Yeah, that's pretty fucking dope. Now, alright, we got the Medaka Kurokami trump cards. Alright, now we got proof of one's worth. Preaching to lesser mortals. Medaka is known to be a figure, like she obviously in the first episode you guys are gonna see, or you guys have seen, she's giving a speech to the entire school to be the student council president, stuff like that. That's what she does. Now, all right, we got proof of one's worth number 2. The strict girl / cute girl switch up. Medaka can be very, 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 very serious at times and be very on point with her work. But then she has times when she has the jealous cute girl stuff or like that, or like when Zenkichi is always talking about Shiranui, or he's talking about he loves Shiranui. Medaka will hit him and shit like that and be like, you don't talk about me like that or some shit. So it's pretty dope. It's pretty cute. So alright, then we got proof of one's worth number 3. Overflowing love. Medaka literally loves a lot. Loves a lot of people. Most people's I believe if I can find it, most of the people in her school's first kiss was to Medaka. So she loves people a little bit too much. You got no, she a little bit of a hope. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and then proof of one's worth number 4. We have War God mode. Let's get into it, boys. Now, all right, War God mode. Now we have the first stage of War God mode. When enraged enough, Medaka enters War God mode. She gains full control over this later in the series. Now, essentially, when she would originally go into War God mode, she had done it twice in the series from what we had seen at the beginning of the series. She did it against Kumagawa because she lost control when her friend died to him, or when he was just doing shit. She couldn't restrain him, and she went to War God mode and she lost control. She lost it. The second time she goes into War God mode, it had been 3 years since she went into War God mode, and she went into War God mode against Unzen, and y'all, she straight up destroys this nigga. This is Super Saiyan God before Super Saiyan God. Medaka came out before the idea of God Goku, and then we're out. So the pink hair, I see Toriyama getting some influences from other anime. I'm not mad at you. Medaka came out 2012 and stuff like that. Well, the anime came out in 2012. The manga and stuff like that came out years before. But I see what you're getting at, Toriyama. I see you. Instead of pink hair, you want to go with red hair. I feel it. I mean, but he did go with pink hair later. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Then we have the second stage of War God mode, Altered God mode. She tapped into the next stage of War God mode after mastering the abilities and skills of the 13 parties. She receives a massive buff in all her stats, including strength, speed, healing, etc. But the best buff is that unlike War God mode, she actually stays in control while in this form. No going berserk, and her hair is also black. Medaka looks like a savage, bro. She has this long black hair instead of the blue hair or the pink hair. She has this long black hair, and she's just on point going against the 13 party. It's pretty dope to see in the anime. So, and in the manga, when she goes into it and stuff like that, it is pretty fucking dope. And also, if she's enraged enough while in Altered God mode, she can go beyond Altered God mode and go back into War God mode. Honestly, I believe that War God mode is her Trump transformation. It honestly can scale above all of these, but I mean, she has Altered God mode and War God mode, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then Forsaken God mode, Medaka's hair becomes completely white, and her eyes become a lighter shade of red. This form allows Medaka to make herself weaker than her opponent. She basically nerfs herself so she can beat the shit out of whoever she's fighting without killing them. LOL. No matter how weak they are at this form, Medaka's form allows her to make herself weaker than who she's fighting. And okay, Forsaken God mode, this is honestly, she doesn't use this form a lot, but it's pretty cool because think about it. You don't want to kill somebody, so you got to make yourself weaker than somebody so you can beat the shit out of them. So basically what's happening, she nerfs herself. She tones herself down to whoever she's fighting, lower than them. She makes herself lower than them in power. And then she basically outclasses them in everything else, so she beats the shit out of them. Tries to she uses that talking no jutsu to try to talk you into being good and shit like that. And if you're not good, she can still beat you without killing your ass because she's weaker than the person she's beating. So, hey, it's pretty dope. That's a pretty dope concept. Forsaken God mode, got the white hair, light red eyes, pretty dope. And then we have the hybrid God mode, the combination of Forsaken God mode and Altered God mode. Her hair is black and white. This form rarely appears, and Medaka just resorts to using War God mode instead. The form really didn't get any screen time, even with it being a dope concept. Now, honestly, I do like this concept, and people bring up, like, tweet me this concept all the time, like the black and white hair. This is one that, like, I would want to see, like, animated and stuff like that, because the white and black hair is dope. I mean, it obviously symbolizes the Forsaken God mode, which is the weak side, and you have the Altered God mode, which is the strength. So she brings both together, I guess, to put herself on normal levels. Honestly, I feel like, yeah, hybrid God mode, it was like just there to be there, because if you honestly want to have like a weaker Medaka, or like just a Medaka that isn't going all out, then you just have base form Medaka, right? Like, what would be the point of transforming? I guess you can have that buff, but then you nerf yourself at the same time. So I honestly feel like this transformation is kind of pointless. As cool as it looks, it doesn't really like appear like at all after this point. So that's cool. And then we have Medaka's final transformation in God mode. Now this one has been used in a lot of anime debates, and honestly, after when you guys hear this stuff, I don't know how you have to be extremely biased to not be able to like agree with me after hearing all this stuff. Like, boys, it's incredible. It's insane what she can do in this mode. And actually, the description for this mode is actually short. I have this one. This is the shortest one than all the other ones. It says her hair turns super black and she becomes insanely fast. It is implied she's also stronger in this state. This is seen as peak Kurokami Medaka. This form is honestly super badass, and we can just assume it's her best transformation since she completely obliterates like whoever she's competing against. Like, dude, if you force Medaka to go into in God mode, you are of worth. War God mode is one thing. You just pushed her. You pissed her off. Okay. You got Altered God mode. Okay. You pissed her off, but she wants to stay in control and also be stronger. She's whooping your ass. You got Hybrid God mode when she's like, first you got the Forsaken God mode when she like nerfs herself. She's like, okay, you ain't shit, but I'm gonna make myself weaken you so I can beat your ass and talk to you for a second. But then you got Hybrid God mode. She makes her hair black and white, and she's like, okay, got it. I'm gonna make myself weak, but I need to use a little bit strength so I can like beat your ass but not kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? But then you got in God mode that just literally completely shits on every other transformation she has, and she just goes all out. This is on some Super Saiyan 3 type shit. This isn't Super Saiyan 3 power, but this is on some Super Saiyan 3 type shit. This transformation is on this is stronger than Super Saiyan 3, by the way, for the people that don't know. Now, alright boys, we have the final section for this video. This is a very lengthy video. If you guys are here and still listening, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. But boys, we have Medaka's abnormality, and it is called the End. Medaka's abnormality is called the End, and it is the power to perfect and master any ability, skill, power, or technique she sees once. However, not only can she use other people's skills perfectly, she can use skills at 120% capacity, allowing her to use skills better than the original users. Medaka is literally better than anyone she fights at whatever they do. The only thing she cannot do is copy straightforward power or the strength of their body. Later in the series, Medaka's The End evolves, and she can instantly master any skill or ability by hearing only about it second hand. Now that the full version of the End, full evolved End is insane. That is literally busted. She can do anything you can do. Anything you can do, she can do better. Way better than you. And she also perfects it. Like, dude, the amount of scenarios she could be in and just dog characters it's insane. It's literally insane. And we're gonna get into Medaka's her second most overpowered skill. This skill is only second to the End, but this is Medaka's best skill in her arsenal. In my honest opinion, this is the best skill she has. And this isn't even in my honest opinion. This is like the best skill she has, only second to her own abnormality. And Medaka states she's copied a shit ton of skills, including Kumagawa's all fiction. And boys, you don't know what all fiction is, I'm about to get into it. It turns reality into nothing Without any incantation, hand gestures, or even expended energy, the user merely wills something in reality out of existence. The ability can even be used after the user is dead in case they want to bring themselves back to fucking life. If she died, the ability would activate and she could resurrect herself. If she was eradicated from existence, she could bring herself back to life using this fucking ability. That is insane. That is extremely overpowered. Just this alone says it is implied that this works on a universal scale since Kumagawa once used it to eliminate all color from the universe. This did happen. Kumagawa put fucking Bookmaker in the ground and he used all fiction, and all of color left the fucking world. This is in the anime. I also put this clip in my recent video on Kumagawa and stuff like that. That he can do this. Like this is a thing. He can erase color from the fucking world. She can do this. And all fiction works on everything you can imagine, including but not limited to physical objects, the user's aura, another person's senses, other people's injuries or wounds, the very time it takes the user to do something, thereby allowing them to do it instantly, events in the past, people's memories, the user's death, other people entirely, or even the entire world. If not careful, the user could accidentally wipe out all of existence itself. Kumagawa does state this in a panel. I believe I will put it in the video. He does state this. That if he's not careful using all fiction, he will wipe everything literally out of existence. He will wipe existence from itself. Like that is insane. And even, this is my final point. The final point for this long video. The characters literally admit they can't beat Medaka because they're in the world of Weekly Shonen Jump, where she has the power of being the main character. They literally broke the fourth wall and tell you that they're in a manga, and that since she's a shonen character in a shonen published title, she won't lose because she has plot armor. She's a shonen character, and since she's in a shonen magazine, she'll be considered the main character, so she won't be able to lose. And it's crazy, bro. So basically, she's extremely strong and she can't lose if her plot armor isn't dealt with. And boys, that is going to conclude the Kurokami Medaka video. How strong is Medaka video? People have been asking me about this. It took me a while to prepare this video, and I had everything written out, so I was reading everything like from the script, as you guys can tell. But boys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Join the hashtag NightFanBoys. We are trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Let me know your thoughts down below, because boys, honestly, y'all know who I am. Like, y'all see it in the background. There's literally like Dragon Ball shit like everywhere. And Goku is one of my favorite characters of like all time. He's one of my favorite shonen protagonists of all time. I mean, obviously most of the main characters will end up being your main characters. Like, you can call me like whatever you want to, but I grew up with this shit. And for like, I would say for the past, I'm 19. For the past, I would say 10, 15 years, I always believed that Son Goku was the strongest shonen protagonist. And everything I've stated to you, Goku can't do. The last points, y'all probably listening like, wow, bro, like what is he talking about and stuff like that. Like, this is normal. But those last feats, you cannot deny the fact that being able to copy an enemy's power, not only copy it, but master it and use it at 120% capacity, use more power than the original user itself. That is overpowered. And the fact that she has Kumagawa's all fiction makes Medaka even more broken. She's broken, dude. She's literally, she's the most overpowered shonen protagonist. Please, if you want to go down in the comments, like, please prove me wrong. I did not say shonen character. I said shonen protagonist. Does she beat Goku? Yes. Does she beat Naruto? Yes. Does she beat Luffy? Yes. Does she beat Suna? Yes. Does she beat Asta? Yes. Does she beat Deku? Don't even get me fucking started. Like, if you're a My Hero fan and you like, you talking about Deku can beat? No. Now, this is one of the people who would like to bring up, or try to bring up stuff like that. Could she beat Saitama? Saitama can't one punch Medaka. Therefore, he loses. If she can wipe him out of existence. Saitama, he might be on some, like, honestly, scaling that character. People say he's planetary. People say he's building level. People say he's city level. The characters in this series aren't worthy of him and shit like that. Saitama is literally like the Goku of his universe, but there are no characters that are like of his tier in his universe, stuff like that. I think the only character he really fights that's really strong is at the end, and that's fucking Borgos, and he's claimed to be planet level, so he beat a planet buster. Okay, that happens all the time in anime, but boys, let me know your thoughts down below, and how do y'all feel about Medaka being literally the most broken protagonist in like all of shonen? She is literally, she's broken. The author like knew what he was doing. He learned from all these shonen like gods, these champions, and he said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to make a bad bitch. I'm gonna give her double D's, and I'm gonna make her better than every single character that has ever come out. And when you talk about them in all these, like when it comes to other like shonen main characters, she doesn't lose. She doesn't. UI Goku, she beats him. Fucking Luffy, she beats him. Ichigo, she beats him. Like, bro, after saying Goku, you really don't even have to list any more characters, like, because she wins. Like, and that's that to it. This video is like 40 something minutes long. I'm trying to cut it down so it don't be as long. But boys, if I stayed everything in here and try to get everything in there, like, bro, she's busted. Medaka is busted. So boys, I hope you guys enjoyed. This took extremely long to make, so please like this video, subscribe if you guys are new, share this video with other people. Like, please share this video so people can know and have the knowledge of this character. But boys, even the homie not a master, keeping it real, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace out, everybody. Yo. Before you go, always remember, hentai is amazing.
Anime bitches, I look at her titties, then I take her home and we count up these 50s. I come to your city, I sneak in your chimney, I tickle her kidney, and then I watch Disney. I love me some hentai, I go on next videos. Bitch, I'm D-Bang, stick my dick in your Cheerios. Bitch, I'm D-Bangs, I might fuck my computer. I whip on my dick, then pull up on my shoe.